Welcome to round 2 of the CMRC Monster Energy Pro Motocross Nationals. We are in the beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia, and this is the first Saturday National ever on Canadian soil. Nice shot of the MX2 pilots getting ready to do battle, getting their gate picks. Of course, gate picks based on qualifying times. A very sandy racetrack here, and it is a dirt start, so a lot of these guys pretty excited about that. You can see the mechanics prepping the gates for their respective riders. Nice shot of young Spencer Knowles, a BC rider, and this kid has done a lot of damage so far this year. To the points in MX2, Teddy Mayer has a scant lead. You can see how tight it is. Kyle Beaton, great to have him healthy after round 1. The Allison twins in there. Some great stuff. Zach Deanne on the Suzuki. A Pro-Am rider makes the grade. Kyle Beaton getting his face on. We got the Goomba twins down on the gate.
Teddy Mayer on the line with the number 3, and this week it's red. Welcome to round 2 of the 2012 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers, Ryan Gauld in the Star Straight of the Whispering Pines racetrack just outside of Kamloops. Gauldy, we have a spectacular day here, my friends, and what a track.
Oh my God, the track right there, that is the first thing we need to talk about. Matt Lee has done an unbelievable job. We're going backwards compared to last year, so the road to Baghdad, as they're calling back there, oh my God, it is so rough already. We've just finished qualifying times, getting ready in the first moto. This track is going to be the toughest national this year. I'm guaranteed. I don't know if it's going to have anything for Gopher, but I'll tell you right now, the guys that come out on top today are the ones going to be in great shape.
First Saturday National for the Pro Nationals here in Canada, which I think is a good thing. I think that's why you're seeing such a good track, because there was some really good prep yesterday, and they really allowed it to get nice and soft and loamy. Let's get into those two classes. Of course, Teddy Mayer with the red plate, leading after one round in the MX2 class. It was a sketchy one last week. I think we're going to see some great racing up front here this weekend.
Oh yeah, for sure. MX2 was amazing last weekend. A 7-1 wins the overall. You rarely ever see that in our sport. So, you know, 6-3 and a 2-6 on the podium to get the other spot. So a lot of topsy-turvy thing going on. But here, a lot more comfortable setting. All the local guys love this place. Kyle Beaton, Teddy Mayer, those guys have cut laps here on their Monster League Energy bikes. Teddy Mayer does have the red plate. In MX1, Matt Gerke, total domination last week. 2 road distributing hole shots, 2 moto wins, looked on par. Colt Fasciati hates to lose. He's got the number 1 for a reason. So he's going to step it up here. I can't even remember the last time he's lost a moto. Dusty Klatt on that KTM Red Bull Fox Racing, he needs to pick it up because he didn't have a great ride. Kyle Keast is hurt. The rest of the group there is going to funnel in, but today it's really going to be a battle of attrition. The track is really going to beat on these guys.
Okay, gate's about to drop in MX2. Gauldy, you got some work to do? Let's get busy. It's going to be a good one. This is the Whispering Pines MX racetrack just north of the city of Kamloops, British Columbia, and there's the lovely Brittany bringing the Moto 1 board across the line as, oh my goodness, Tasha with those legs and the 30 board is up fabulous. That means it is time to go racing.
We always talk about JSR and Fasciati with the leg work. They got nothing on Tasha. Talk about Whispering Pine Traps, one of my favorite stops. What a gorgeous setting here in the heartland of British Columbia, the Palm Springs of Canada, and the gate is down. What a shot of these pilots furiously into the first turn.
Getting on board the drift helmet cam with number 57, that is Kyle Murphy. On Murphy Motorsports Suzuki, look what we had a rider down. That was number 20, Jared Allison. I think the whole shot's gonna go to the number 108 of Kyle Beaton. Monster Energy leading edge Kawasaki as he comes over the first tunnel in the lead with a nice pack of riders. Clean start except for the Allison problem.
Oh, a little contact there with Richard Gray and it looked like Parker Allison, but what a whole shot for Kyle Beaton. Jared Medaglia right there, so we've got some of our favorites in the front, but we don't see number 3, Teddy Mayer, just yet.
Ryan, this first MX2 Moto will be brought to you by MX Performance Magazine, MXPMag.com. That's where you go to listen to these races live as we go back to the battle for second place. Number 15, Jeremy Medaglia, Red Bull KTM, and the 28 of Spencer Knowles in third.
Well, Spenny off the Kawasaki, last year a leading edge factory pilot, this year on the GA Checkpoint Yamaha, doing things a little differently on his own, but he is a threat, and he has been surrounded with controversy here at this track last year. Now Beaton gets a wicked jump, Look at him come in here, just works the thing and just lays it into the corner. Way hotter than everyone else, drifting wide. What a shot.
Kyle Beaton is the whole shot specialist on that leading edge Kawasaki. He's got 2 or 3 now, almost had the 3rd one as we get back to the road to Baghdad. An apt title for a sandy section coined by the Lee brothers, Brian, and it is going to get rough.
That's because it's so bombed out, just those huge holes. But you know, when it gets like that, a lot of passing opportunities. Number 60, Keelan Meston, getting a good drive, and we can see Richard Gray on that Rockstar Yamaha. On the outside, number 18, Brad Notta, taking some punishment on the Honda.
You can see the way that the riders are able to cluster up through there, a lot of lines, but right now it's a lot smoother than it's going to be to our leader, number 108, Kyle Beaton. Leading edge monster Kawasaki up and over the horn.
Man, he is checking out right now on the pack beat in another dimension. What an exciting young man to watch on the motorcycle. Now there's Teddy Mayer up to 4th place. He has got to be a favorite. He has been so strong throughout the offseason, and we know he's healthy.
Great shot of the number 68 of Jared Petruska. A lot of young Canadians in this MX2 class. Brian, this is the battle for 4th place. Ross Johnson, 239 on the Suzuki. He's the American. Look at the drive for Mir on the outside. Oh, stays low and takes care of Bidney.
Wow, a pair of Americans. Johnson up from Washington, you know, just one border crossing away. Now, the pass is made off that single. The momentum is with Mayer. Here he is. He stays low, leaning forward, lands perfect. That was all determination. And, you know, Mayer, he just holds it on.
Huge flowing corners in this track, Brian. Look at the number 22 of Dylan Kalin, Hully Gully Yamaha, going inside on Johnson. Johnson's gonna have to tuck himself back in, I think.
Dale, Johnson's not quitting, but I love the way Kalin just manual wheelied over those bumps. He's got such a unique style. Kalin looks fairly comfortable. I love the way this kid rides that Hully Gully Yamaha. Look at him, grabs a tear off where most guys wouldn't even dare take their hands off the bars. This kid's got some stone.
Dylan Kalin, the fastest man, not on the podium yet, as we get back to the number 3 of Teddy Mayer going inside on Spinner Knowles. What a great move. Super aggressive on the inside, Brian. You see how riders are trying to carry speed through those rough sections. I love the way that Mayer's able to dart, though.
Well, Mayer carrying momentum gets ahead of Knowles, but Knowles tucks right in behind, maybe hoping to find a smoother secret line there that Mayer has been keeping to himself, because this is survival through here. Number 18, Brad Notta, battling with the 125 two-stroke from Alaskan rider Cody Woodworth, who's showing well on his seemingly underpowered machine, but he is holding his own as these guys just jockey and jostle for position.
Speaking about Woodworth, the kid's from Alaska, and he actually had a better jump out of the gate and through that start section than number 3, Teddy Mayer, so that was cool. As you saw the number 19, Topher Ingles, get by Woodworth for 8th.
Well, Ingles, a definite threat for the podium anytime he lines up, but look at this battle for 2nd place. Jeremy way on the inside is kind of finding his rhythm, but look at on the outside, it is Teddy Mayer, and he is determined through that whoop section of sand.
Nice.
Oh man, what a scrub there by Mayer, and he does get in front of Jeremy at the very end of it, has a little peek over his shoulder and then tucks into the inside line. What a determined pass.
I love the line for Mayer on the outside, though. He waits till the very end, then he crosses over and goes inside, so I love the way he's able to point and shoot his bike as they come through that little drop-through section over the tunnels. I love what Matt Lee's done down in that little valley section.
That seems to be Mayer's favorite place to pass. That's the exact same place where he got Knowles as the rest of the pack starts to funnel through. Not at Johnson. Oh, and Ingles gets it wrong. Crossed up, down he goes. Richard Gray gets by, and Ingles is lucky because he was able to swap enough to slow right down and just have a very easy tip over, so we'll sure no damage to him or the bike.
The number 22 of Dylan Kalin is working up on the checkpoint Yamaha. Oh my goodness, through that section, that was beat. Spencer Knowles, that's 4th, 5th. Back to the battle for the lead as we get into the road to Baghdad. You see our top 3 competitors Beaton in the lead.
They're chewing into Beaton's lead right now. He had pulled up to 8 seconds, but as this motor winds down, and look at Beaton there trying to find a rhythm, but Mayer will not let off the gas on that outside line. 3 key passes for Teddy Mayer through that sand section. You know, these guys got identically set up motorcycles. They got the same suspension, maybe different clickers, but holy cow, that is just sheer guts, determination, willpower, and maybe, hey, can we say skill?
Okay, Brian, here's that pass again. Now, Beaton's been complaining of a little bit of arm pump early in the season, and what I'm seeing from him is just not the right body English on the bike.
Well, he's doing the best he can, but it's a different rhythm. You can see Teddy get on the gas way early and cut the corner, and Teddy Kyle already hit 2 big bumps, and Mayer only hit 1, and you cannot get the power to the ground in midair. Now, to be fair to Kyle, that is a really tough section. He's doing the best he can through there. Everyone dreading every time they come around to that section. Every rider is just dreading it. They say, Lord, just let me get through this in one piece.
And obviously Mayer has got the line of choice, there's no doubt about it. Now Medaglia coming in here as he goes inside on Beaton. So Beaton noticeably slowing down, still in 3rd place. Maybe you can follow him on Medaglia here and get a couple of lines and just relax a little bit now.
Well, to be fair to Kyle as well, he had 2 seasons off where these other guys have been healthy, so it takes a long time for the body to get up to speed. I'm talking to a few different trainers. Beaton's doing pretty darn good, but Jeremy, and this kid's on fire, and he is super fit.
How about the Rockstar Suzuki of Richard Gray on the outside using the Mayer line? Oh, and he crosses up Petruska as Petruska goes for a little tumble in the sand. He's going to be all right.
Oh my goodness, Petruska very impressed with the speed from this young rider this year, and he just tagged in the back of Richard. That's a racing incident, but I'm sure these two are going to find themselves quite a few more times before this is over.
To the 2nd place Red Bull KTM, Jeremy Medaglia getting his last lap flag, Brian, as we get down to the winding stages of this moto, looking good, but I think Medaglia wants to be in the lead, Brian. That's where he wants to be.
Oh yeah, big time, and just watching this track. Dylan Kalin now has got his mitts full of, looks like knotted on the inside. Knotted in great shape this year. This is 4th place, winding down. Let's see if Kalin can respond. Ontario rider versus the Washington rider, and I tell you, Knotted Travers this year has stepped up his game. He's been at the big facilities training in the U.S. They've been focusing a lot on his off-track fitness.
Small in stature, Brian Knotted is, but crafty on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Spencer Knowles was in 4th. He had a problem. He dropped back. Then you had Dylan Kalin, and then Knotted comes up as Mayer takes the checkered flag and the win in this first MX2 Moto. We will be right back.
Welcome back to Whispering Pines Raceway in the beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia. What an exciting first MX2 Moto we have had. We know that Mayer, Jeremy, and Kyle Beaton, but Topher Ingles after that crash claws back to 4th. Knotted, Kalin Johnson, Richard Gray, and Trey Franklin.
Yeah, you know, I just spun a bit off the gate, and I just was like, man, I put my head down. You know, I got beat by a 2-stroke down the straightaway, so it didn't make me too happy. But I just tried to stay on 2 wheels that first lap, and I just made some good passes. And I seen Kyle, man, he was just checking out. I'm like, I was just like, crap, I gotta just relax and just, it's a long moto and just pick people off. And I changed my lines up, and then I was like, then I could tell, I started to make up time, so I was like, all right, my lines are good, so I just stay with them and just rode and just stayed smooth and just flowed.
Let's talk about the fact that you're on the podium. I know you're disappointed. You got a look of disappointment about you, but you're still on the podium and still in contention, Beats. And I think that's important early in the season.
Yeah, I just got to remember that I'm staying healthy so far, which is the main thing. And I don't know, just when you have a lead like that at the beginning and it to deteriorate like it did and end up 3rd was just kind of a bummer, but it's racing and we'll regroup for the 2nd moto.
I'm Jeremy Medaglia, age 22, riding for the Red Bull KTM Royal Shaving Fox team. Follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Medaglia. The thing about me and Tyler being brothers, a lot of people say we're pretty similar on the bike, which is true. I've learned a lot from him through, training, and he's obviously a very smart guy when it comes to riding for line choices and stuff. So people see me, super serious, but off the track when I'm at home, I'm relaxed. Like I said before, like Tyler's definitely a little bit more outgoing than I am. I'm kind of keep to myself, but when it's just me and my friends and family, I joke around and stuff, just not as much at the track. When I'm away from the track, for the longest time I actually was really involved with RC car racing, and it kind of blew up in my area. I was doing that and had a blast with that, and Colton actually started doing it as well, and right now it's just all racing, whether it's riding or training or road biking, knowing that I'm going out there with the best team in Canada, and just actually a little bit of hype around me that I'm going to be one of the top contenders. It feels good because I put a lot of work in, and to see that it's getting recognized, it makes me feel good for sure.
Okay, Fabs, with the MX1 boys in staging, getting ready for their first moto, let's look at the top 10 points after one round. Your top 3, but how about Villapoto, Klatt, Grayson, Kalma, Glynn in 9th, and Moffenbauer in 10th? MX1 boys now coming out of staging in the order of fastest qualifying time. Brian, if you think about this class compared to last week, a completely different track, I think we're in for a pretty good race when you think about what we saw in that first MX2 moto.
Well, compared to Nanaimo in that mud, You can see the cream rise to the top, and it's all the same players with the best qualifying times here today. So these guys are getting their face on. MX1 doing battle after the short break. Stick with us.
Welcome back to round 2 of the 2012 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals from the lovely Whispering Pines Raceway just north of Kamloops, British Columbia. This first MX1 moto will be brought to you by Smith Optics. Oh my goodness, there's Tasha.
Never mind, I'm staying focused on the Smith logo. We got racing at hand. 32nd board is up. A great shot of our boys from behind here on the line. Got Medaglia, Gorky, Fasciati, Canary, and Klatt. What a package of 5 right up the inside.
With Brittany taking 5 sideways, the gate is down, Brian, coming to that first corner as we go on board with the number 30, JBR Honda, Jay Burke.
Burke doesn't get the greatest jump, but this sure gives you a taste of the intensity through the first turn. You can look further ahead, you can see Dusty's like, oh, Waffenmeyer comes in, I think he goes down. A little contact here, the little hip on the inside, Berkey goes around the outside. Oh, we've got lots of action from back, Gorky and Fasciati are down, and there is Tyler Medaglia. He's the third man to join that party, but Gorky up quickly back in the race, not Matt Yotes.
Jay Burke rode right over top of Fasciati. He looked like he was the last man standing at that point to our new leader, number 7. That is Bobby Canary with the lead, and there's Fasciati back on the bike, Brian.
He's getting up a bit slowly, and you're right, Jay Burke was parked there. He did the shoulder check to merge into traffic, and then he just used the champ's bike as traction.
Back to our top 3, looking at second place. That's Tyler Medaglia, the number 11, Gopher Dunes Honda, and look at the start for the number 2 of Dusty Klatt, Red Bull KTM.
A great start for him. Oh, and he ducks out of the roost of Medaglia. The roost out here, annoying, but a little softer, not quite that punishing. But Travs, it still sticks to the goggles and becomes a nuisance.
Travs, it looks like Canary has gone off the track and lost the lead. There he is, tucking back in third.
Holy smokes, a bit of an enduro ride for the number 7. He has to merge in safely, let those guys go ahead of him. He will not be docked any positions for that, but he definitely loses the lead.
That puts the number 11 Troy Lead Designs Honda, Tyler Medaglia in the lead for the first time. Okay, back to a replay at the start. A great inside line for Gorky. He gets the whole shot, but I love that Joey Ruminer on the outside, but here's that crash. Gorky on the inside, cuts into Fasciati, and you see the both go down.
Well, Colton saw the hole and went for it on the outside. The door got closed, and bam, they both go down. Then Villapoto went down with them. There's Bobby Canary out the outside, just overshoots the corner, too hot, goes right around the grandstand, around the tabletop, and joins back in third.
How about the 161 of Tyler Villapoto? You talked about him going down in that Fasciati crash, as well as Moffenbauer. Yeah. We saw him go down off the start. Both of these guys are sitting outside of the top 20 right now. Moffenbauer with a scary moment. Oh, nice scrubber for Villapoto as they check off over the tunnel into the mechanics row.
That boy's got some skills for sure, and him and Moffenbauer are freight training through the pack right now, seemingly passing at will, but the battle for third is getting hot with Bobby K on the hot seat. Gerke going down at the start, lost a bit of ground, but he was up quickly, and you can see right now, look at the creative lines for Gerke, the Floridian sand specialist, finding the smooth ways down that ultra uber rough section, and look at that, just determined, Travs, roosts and rockets right around the outside.
Bobby K was looking a little sketchy on the way in, Brian, riding that ragged edge, and sometimes you feel that pressure from behind. Gorky ultra smooth.
Yeah, for sure, but it's hard not to be on the ragged edge in the sport of motocross, especially with that rough sand section. Now Bobby Canary looks like he's trying to find some smooth lines. He'd be wise to follow Gerke right now.
To the number 4 Machine Racing Yamaha, Kyle Keith, they call him the Dozer, as he blasts through our former number 2 Gavin Graysick on that Redemption Racing Kawasaki. I'm telling you what, Keith looks fantastic. We've got a rider off the track. It's the 149 Cal McGlynn.
Well, that does not look good at all. He is moving. That is a good sign, but he definitely took a hard soil sample. He was running 8th when he went down. Oh, I don't like to see that at all, Travs, and now we still got some more battling up front. Looks like Gerke has caught up to our leader, Gopher Dunes Racing, Tyler Medaglia, who has been so strong in the MX2 class with 2 championships with Blackfoot, now back up on the 450, former national number 3, but right now rear view mirror is full of the number 5.
McGlynn is up, Brian, but he looks a little woozy. Quick note, Dusty Klatt has fallen back. This is the battle for the lead. The ultra smooth sand specialist number 5, Matt Gorky, now riding hard pack in California. It doesn't matter, Brian. He is spectacular on the motorcycle, putting pressure on Medaglia. Look at what he's doing to him.
He is going for it right now, and he's changing up his lines. Inside, outside, he's getting the job done. I don't know what he's doing different than everyone else, but he is seemingly a gear high through there, and he's passing at will. Bam, first place.
Brian, when you think about Gopher Dunes last year, round 5, we saw the sand specialty of Gorky come out 1-1 that day. He looks good in the sand here. Forget about all that California hard pack.
Yeah, for sure, man. And here it is again. He gets on the pipe a little earlier. He's got a better entry line than anyone coming into this section. And again, that's where Gorky was making all the passes on the outside. He says, hey, I'm going to try the middle. Still gets the job done. That is just strength, determination, manualing a couple of those bumps, keeping the back tire hooked up, and then lifting the bike with the ankles to clear the next jump. Boy, oh boy, it's poetry in motion.
Look at the Kawasaki of 161, Tyler Villapoto, as he scoots by the 29 Fox-Shock rider of Brock Hoyer. That was for 9th. Think about it, Villapoto was down on the canvas in that second corner, and now he's up to 9th. This kid can ride the bike.
He does not know the word give up. He has proved a lot of naysayers wrong here. The speed through this section, I'm telling you people, it is highway speeds. Oh no, our 6th place man, Berger, he's sunny side up out in the sand section. He gets back up now from 6th place for our Idaho rider. He's just laying back, catching some rays, so he's got to get on it, and so hard to start these big 450s on uneven ground. Man, oh man, he's up against it now.
Here comes the Yamalu rider, number 6, Moffenbeier, as he scoots by Hoyer. You see that Berger has got his bike up. That's the Grizzly Kawasaki, and Villapoto is in front of this train.
Berger up quickly. Villapoto 6th, Berger 7th, but the number 6, the Yamalu Schrader's Yamaha of Sean Moffenbeier charging through, and we talked about him great training through the pack with Villapoto. He's got one more guy to pick off, and he'll be right back with Tyler.
A super strong, well-fit young Canadian rider that just loves motocross and goes inside on Berger. Nice move.
What a pass. These two guys are on fire. And you know, at this time in the race, the suspension starts to get hot. The bikes don't handle quite as well as in the opening laps. And let's not forget about fatigue. These guys are starting to tire. It's a warm day here in the Loops.
Getting back to the number 4, Kyle Keast on that Machine Racing TLD Yamaha, going inside on the number 2 of Dusty Klatt. I'm not sure what Klatt's doing out there, Brian. It looked like he was catching some Z's on that KTM.
I was just about to say asleep at the wheel, but he's riding so strong on that LGS suspended Machine Racing Yamaha, riding the best I've ever seen him. But right now, 2nd place, swapping. That's it. The suspension's getting hot. But Medaglia, he loves that Honda.
No! We've got a rider down, Brian. That looks like Moffenbeier just past the finish line. It is. There is his bike.
Oh no, and I just got a report that he looked like he hit false neutral on the face and just went over the bars, landed feet first, and he is shaken and stirred. He is laying there. He's hurt.
To the number 7 Rockstar Yamaha, Bobby Canary, getting ready to go over the finish line. You see the Red Cross flags out, so he does not jump. He gets his last lap flag as the attendants are out looking after Moffenbeier. Scary situation right now, Brian.
I can see his stepmom Jackie out there, Dad Randy getting over to attend to him, but great crack medical staff here on site. Canary motoring down for the last time. These guys got to be happy that it's the last lap. And look at Girkman just styling, floating over everything. This guy's got some skills. And there's Kyle McGlynn with the first response unit attending to him. Second response unit is all over Moffenbeier right now.
Back to our leader, the number 5 of Matt Gorky, leading edge Monster Energy Kawasaki. You see his teammate Villapoto, who he's actually lapped. So the two of them are going to come over together. He gets the Red Cross flag and the checkers all at once. Gorky with the win here in the sand. We will be right back.
Welcome back to Whispering Pines Raceway in Kamloops. Gerke gets the Royal Distributing whole shot check. And we're going to go to our leaderboard. This is the Yamaha leaderboard. Canary salvages 2nd. Key soldiers and dozes his way into 4th. Klatt cruises into 5th. Villapoto, Gracek, Hoyer, Berger, and Berkey in 10th.
GDR TLD Honda up on the box. The number 11 double-time MX2 champion, Tyler Medaglia, buddy. A super solid ride. Got yourself up into the lead. You haven't led an MX1 race for quite some time. How'd it feel to be up in front of that pack?
Yeah, no, I was freaking. It felt good. I mean, those guys kind of took each other out in the first corner, and then had the lead for over halfway. And Matt caught me and passed me, and then I tried to take some of his lines. I was kind of choosing some shitty lines, but yeah, that's the way it goes.
Bobby Canary going 3-3-3 in the first photos here, buddy. I know that's not where you want to be, but you're riding solid out there. But the start of that race, you were right there, man, and then all of a sudden you kind of lost some time. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, I sat down into a kicker I knew better than to sit down into, and then you know, threw me for a loop, went off the track, almost went into the fence, and really just tensed me out from that point on. It was kind of survival mode. You know those motos where you just mentally gap out, you know? So I just want to regroup after that and put this OTSFF Rockstar Yamaha out front and in this next moto.
Hi, I'm Kyle Keast, number 4, riding for the factory Yamaha Machine Racing Trolley Designs teams. You can follow me at Kyle Keast 4 on Twitter. I feel really comfortable on this bike, for one. 2, I've actually got to ride a lot more this year than I've ever got to do. I feel like I've progressed every year, and until I stop progressing, I don't think you're going to see me stop trying. I don't know, maybe just because I tell it how it is, that's why people think I'm so mean or something, but I'm just a normal average guy. Back in the day, obviously, yeah, I kind of spoke my mind a little bit, and if someone's gonna irritate me, I'm gonna tell them right to their face, and I might show them on the track as well. But the fighting stuff's more fun for me. I enjoy it. For me, if I wasn't racing, I'd probably get into that and see where I could go on that. Probably not to the extreme that the guys do in the UFC, but I don't know how much I'd like to get punched in the face that many times, but I'd sure like to try it. But I just kind of believe in if you work hard, tell the truth so karma doesn't bite you in the ass. I think that's kind of how I live by.
Keister dozing his way to the hearts of fans throughout the land. MX2 boys are on the line. Dylan Kalin, stick with us.
This is round 2 of the 2012 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals as the lovely Tasha legs out the 30-board ride. Second MX2 moto riders are on the line. As Brittany brings the board across, this moto will be brought to you by Drift POV Action Cams, the evolution of the Action Cam. Brian, as we see the riders on the line starting to get focused. Second MX2 moto, they've already raced this track. They watched it in MX1. They know the changes with their parade lap as Tasha tucks over to 5.
I like the fact that Beaton's on the inside. Mayer with first pick, picks 3 over, maybe to get a little better shot at. The gate is down. Travis Beaton gets a good jump, leg out for traction. On board with Kyle Murphy right in the mix. Love this POV, Travs.
Right, we saw the number 108 of Kyle Beaton cross that white line first. That's going to give him the Royal Distributing. Oh, shit.
That's 2 for 2 for Beaton. So we saw him with the leg out there to just get some more traction. It's working for him. But right now, Kyle Murphy Motorsports in about midfield. Looks like he's got Parker Hope and Aaron Frimmer right there in front of him.
Couple of boys making their way through the pack. Of course, if you don't get a great start, you get funneled into that group, Brian, and then you got to start making your way around the track. As we get to our lead package, it looks like Brad Nodditz in 3rd place on number 15. Jerry Medaglia on that Red Bull KTM is in 2nd once again.
Noddit, another hole shot specialist, so him and Beaton up in the front. Beaton with a big rooster tail out of the berm. Let's see if he can check out like he did in the first moto. Maybe after the first moto, his arms are a little bit more loosened up here, but it's Medaglia that looks very aggressive up the inside on that Red Bull KTM.
Another great start from number 237. That's the Suzuki of Ross Johnson, as well as the 37 Rockstar Yamaha of Ricky Gray. And I thought I saw Mayer in there as well.
Yeah, definitely Teddy sitting in about 5th. Not the greatest jump, but we know how quickly he can make passes out here, especially the sand section, Traps.
Coming into the road to Baghdad, you saw Mayer on the outside. Looks like he's got his way into 4th. Kalen's in the mix as well. Plus the Allison boys. I see Topher Ingles back to the start. Here's that shot.
Wow, creative inside line for Kyle Beaton. That's 2 for 2 on the day, but you gotta like the Bondi Engines Yamaha of young Richard Gray sitting 3rd around the turn, and what a shot right here from Yerich. Look at the speed out here on this racetrack. What great imagery.
Fabs, this Whispering Pine track has dichotomy. Sand in the back section, a little loam up here with some rocks, so it's very difficult. This part is slippery.
Yeah, and you can see the chop forming. There's that little hip on the inside that Beaton takes it and opens the door. Looks like Jeremy's got it around the tabletop into the right-hander. They are neck and neck, Trash, but carrying more speed around the inside. It's the ADM.
These two guys have gotten together early in the season a couple times. Right now, Medaglia has got the measure on Beaton, but he's been getting great starts, Brian, and motocross is about starts. I love where Beaton's at.
Well, true that. The start's super important. I think it's more important in the MX2 class, but we're seeing the cream riders coming back from poor starts, making up that deficit. Now, here it is in the replay. Actually, Jeremy lands a little earlier, gets the power down, but it's all about line choice. Beaten up the inside, cannot carry the momentum. A few more braking bumps there, and you see Jeremy just rockets around the outside. Man, that was a good setup by Jeremy Medaglia.
Well, we always talk about not following. If you want to make a pass, you've got to look for alternate lines, and we saw that there. Back to Ross Johnson as he leads this package out of Baghdad. Looks like the number 22 of Kalen swings by the 18 of Noddet and works his way up into the top 5.
Some fast riders up front, and this track getting rougher and rougher with every lap. And now Teddy Mayer way back, sitting on the fender, just getting his aerodynamics down, and he is challenging Beats right now.
What a gorgeous shot as they flew over the tunnel side by side, teammates. Mayer working those outside lines, Beaton protecting. I like his defense in here.
Yeah, pretty good, and like we mentioned, leading edge Kawasaki, Monster Energy supporting them. Oh my goodness, Teddy can make it work from anywhere. He's just got so much determination, and he just throws it in those corners. He's got great balance.
Here we go, Brian, with the replay. I like the fact that Beaton looks like he has the inside line, but then he drifts wide.
Yeah, Beaton actually stepped over the berm. Good observation, and that's that hip on the inside. And we saw Jeremy pass Beaton right there, but Jeremy went around the outside. So Beaton here, he's got some soul searching to do.
Two young American pilots that have been impressing early on in this series is the 239 of Ross Johnson and the privateer, the 19 of Topher Ingles. Last year was riding for Goford and Suzuki. This year privateering it on the Honda, and that kid has got some skills.
Man, well, we saw it in that first moto. He crashed in the sand section, came back to fourth. So he is super fast out here. Here is the battle for the lead right now. Teddy Mayer has made it up on Jeremy Medaglia as they hit this little jump. They're not even really jumping anymore into the stand section. It's starting to get so gnarly out there.
And what's cool about this part of the track, Brian, is the Baghdad horseshoe is so long and there's no break in there. It's not like they just have to weave their way through one section. It's huge. Love the line choice for Mayer, though. He is all over the track.
Uh-oh, guaranteed they hate this section, and Jeremy gets a little sideways, and Mayer just holding his lines. Makes it look easy with Jeremy's little bobble there.
People that watch motocross that know motocross know that in the sand you have to be smooth because it is so rough. Those lines are not defined, and that's what we're seeing from our leaders today. Good line choice.
I like Mayer sweeping outsides and carrying momentum through the corners. Now here's the pass, and this is where Jeremy hits a bit of a kicker, gets sideways, has to correct, overcorrect, recorrect, and he's lucky he didn't eat dirt right there, as Mayer just holding his own lines there. And look at the body language and English on both of these riders, and Mayer just sticking to what's been working. Bam! Boom! Done. First place.
Back to the 19 of Topher Ingles as he slips by the 108 of Kyle Beaton and moves into third place. So right now, Ingles is on the podium.
Yeah, for sure, and he is on the move. Right now, little Richard Gray has his mitts full of Keelan Neston. Number 60 on the Honda rides the front wheel into the Suzuki left-hander, one of the slower corners on the track.
Back to the battle for fourth place, the 108 of Kyle Beaton, who had the lead at one point in time, Brian, now feeling the heavy pressure of the Holly Gully Honda. Number 22, that is Dylan Kalen. Look at how aggressive Kalen is, forcing Beaton wide.
Wow, man, he is not giving Beaton any respect at all, and why should he? He is battling for position, and I like the line choice Kalen is making here. He's not following, he's taking alternate lines as they get through the lappers. A nice move by Beaton to get around the lappers, but look at Kalen, Travis, carrying speed and wheeling over some of those braking bumps. Wow, Beaton responds with a mitt full of KX throttle.
Did he ever? I like the way he rode that high berm, carried his speed over the jump, Brian, but talk about getting on the gas early. Dylan Kalen coming out of that section and making it over that big tabletop.
Well, Kalen just won't be denied here, not giving up. I didn't think he was going to make the pass that quickly. Man, he makes it, but look at the struggles here. This track is getting so rough. They're starting to go outside. Look at Beaton. He's searching for anywhere to get a break or a rest, and it just is not happening out there.
We talk about the MX2 class as being the Pro-Am class, Brian. This is the class where the young riders like to get out there and show their wares. That's what we're seeing from young Kalen and a couple of the other Canadians. Topher Ingles now sitting in third place, really styling it out nicely on this track.
Well, we saw flashes of brilliance from Kalen last year, had an injury, and this year healthy. As Jeremy Medaglia right now holding court in second place, riding his own race right now, Trev, working the lappers and just kind of preserving what he's got. You're coming into the final laps here.
Medaglia getting his last lap flag right now, sitting in second place, of course, loves those 22 points, Brian. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. To our leader, number 3, Teddy Mayer, leading edge Monster Energy Kawasaki on his final approach, basically holding court on his team's home track, of course, the leading edge Kawasaki dealership in downtown Kamloops, as Mayer takes the checkered flag in a clean sweep run. and a very dominating performance here in the MX2 class. Let's get to our Yamaha top 10. Of course, you know your top 3 to Kalen in 4th. I like Beaton in 5th, Noddit, Jared Allison, Ross Johnson, Parker Allison, and Little Dickie Gray in 10th.
Another solid day here from the KTM Red Bull Royal Distributing Fox pilot, Jared Bear. I don't like that nickname, but you know what? You still rode pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a good moto. I got another good start, was up to second right away, and made a pass on Beaton right away, and tried to lead as much as I could, and Teddy's been riding really good here, and yeah, just he got by me, settled in, and took a second.
Yeah, buddy, you're 3rd overall today with a 4.3 score. Got to make you feel good, because last weekend you were riding awesome, but it was just such a mess. It was hard to put 2 motos together. Now you're back in this title hunt again.
Yeah, I felt really good last weekend and really good this weekend, especially that first moto, but 2 crashes and stuff. So yeah, just got to minimize the mistakes, and I know I can be up there.
Nice work for Laura's brother Topher as we get to our top 10 after 2 rounds. Here we go. Teddy Mayer, Medaglia, and Beaton. Your top 3, I like Ross Johnson in 6th, Noddit, Parker Allison, Dylan Kalen, and Spencer Knowles in 10th, Babs.
Nice work, Travers. There's a great shot of our top 3 overall on the day. Boy, oh boy, we got more action. MX1 next.
Welcome back to the Whispering Pines MX facility, nestled on the shores of the North Thompson River. Brian Coster and Mark Travers in the booth as the lovely Tasha is getting a bit cheeky with that Moto 2 board. Brian, the second MX1 Moto will be brought to you by RoyalDistributing.com.
Right you are, Travs, right you are. Head referee Paul Kingsley out there monitoring the doings of Brittany. And there's our pilots on the line. MX1 final moto of the day. Tyler Medaglia right up the inside. Travs, call it.
Riders focus down on the gate. 5 sideways. Oh, the riders pump the gate as they get down. On the side, O'Brien through that sand start section into that big sweeping left-hander. Who's going to get the whole shot?
Wow, it looks like the number 642 of Joey Rumner. But boy, he blows the corner way wide. He came in there so hot. But it looks like the Girk man right into the lead.
Babs Ruminer almost had the whole shot in the first moto. It was a bit of a photo finish. Some controversy down there, but they gave it to Gorky. So Ruminer gets the Royal Distributing whole shot in the second moto, but I like the fact that Fasciotti is on the track. After that first moto crash, he left the track. He did not finish that moto, so great to see him starting and in second place right now.
Did you see Gerke do the look back right there? He says, uh-oh, there's the number 1. I gotta be on my A game. So the Gerkman concerned about who's behind him, but he's got clear track, he's got no roost, and he's just gonna have that fresh, clean air, and it's all his right now.
Well, you know that shoulder is bothering Fasciotti, but once the adrenaline starts to flow, you know, you can start to get into that race mode, and we'll see what happens. Looks like Caneri's in 3rd place, and Medaglia, who had a great moto in the first moto, is in 4th.
Oh, I like that line of Tyler Medaglia coming in. A little less bumpy, and we've seen guys make ground up there. We'll get back to Fasciotti. He did not finish that first moto, pulled out with a sore shoulder, and there he does a check back. See who's dogging him in this moto. Fasciotti wasn't even sure he was going to line up for this moto, but like you said, I think the adrenaline's pumping. But look at the 11 right now, taking a peek on Bobby K.
Oh my, talk about that mid-air correction after Medaglia hits the kicker on the inside, super aggressive line, makes the pass.
Well, that's a kicker and a half. You see Tyler wheeling, manualing that front up. He's challenging Fasciotti right now, I'm telling you.
Fasciotti sitting in second place right now. Okay, let's set up the stage. Gorky, Fasciotti, Tyler Medaglia, Bobby Caneri, and I'm pretty sure I saw Tyler Villapoto, and here's that shot again from Ruminer.
Wow, look at this 3-pack of Cowies right now, just blasting out Ruminer. He's going so far wide, and J.R. Romanek, the Czech Republic rider, just gets sucked right out into the rhubarb too, and in that deep blue stuff on the outside, that's gonna suck the power. Those guys lost a lot of ground quick.
This shot of our leader, number 5, Matt Gorky, shows how choppy this inside section is, but there are line choices. That's what I like about this section.
And there's Medaglia over that hip, same line as Gerke, and you can see it's shiny underneath and choppy. We got a man down. Jared Stock on that blue Yamaha. He's taking a bit of a dirt nap.
To the battle for 6th place, the number 2 of Dusty Klatt, trying to find some lines, is being hounded by the big number 4. That is the dozer, Kyle Keith, Machine Racing Yamaha.
Memories of Moto 1 right here for Klatt, or I should say nightmares of Moto 1. Here comes Keister, just dozing his way through. He's awfully bossy on Klatt these days.
He is bossy. He's getting some tutelage from Ryan Lockhart. Lockhart says he's in the best shape of his life and riding super fast. He's going to be on the podium real soon. To the battle for 2nd place, the number 1 of Colton Ficcioti through the road to Baghdad with Medaglia on the inside. He likes that line, Brian.
Man, this is all over, but the crying when I looked at the body English and the aggression of Medaglia in the tuck. Ala JSR like a panther wheelies through these rough bumps here. We know Colton's struggling with the shoulder, just opening the door. Medaglia, bam, love it, second place.
You can see from the body English on Fasciotti that for sure that shoulder is bothering him, especially in that section. Medaglia ultra aggressive on the inside, Brian. Normally it's Fasciotti that's that bossy.
Yeah, for sure. We know that he's struggling with the shoulder, but I'm liking the fact that Tyler tucks inside, gets kind of a wheel up, so to speak, on the champ and just works the bike. And see the suspension's working. He's got the triple S suspension. Now that's Joe Skid, who did all the Blackfoot bikes, and he's worked closely with Tyler for many years, as has his mechanic, Ken Thiessen.
The dozer Kyle Keast, Machine Racing Yamaha, sitting in 6th place. Bobby Canary has fallen back to 5th, Brian, so he's had some trouble in the middle of this moto. So we'll see what kind of lines. These two guys are good friends. Oh no, Brian! Over the bars for Kyle Keast. That one does not look good.
Oh my gosh, I was just about to say, Keast has been catching him like crazy. I think he was gonna make the pass, but oh no, this does not look good. Mr. Jeffries there from Redemption Racing, first on scene. Looks like he's pointing to his leg, and the bike didn't land under him, but oh geez. That is a violent crash and pretty high speed on these 450s coming there. And bike just kind of misses landing on him, and Kyle, super tough guy. He doesn't usually stay down unless he's hurt pretty bad.
Let's watch his leg coming in.
Yeah, just a slight kicker. He just had his weight just
right
a little, a fraction too forward. And look at this, he was already looking and setting up for the corner when this occurred. And oh my goodness, that bike is gonna be bent up, but let's not worry about the bike here. Let's hope Keister can get up and shake this off.
Keister's lucky that the bike didn't hit him in midair, Brian, because a lot of times riders have problems when they crash, when the bike hits them. So we hope that Kyle's okay. I think the mood has changed in this moto right now. But let's get back to that battle for 2nd place. Of course, the number 11 of Tyler Medaglia is in 2nd place. Colton Fasciotti looks like he's gaining right now, Brian. Starting to pick up the pace in 3rd place. Medaglia goes wide. Looks like he was altered a little bit by that lapper and got into some loose stuff, and he goes down.
Momentary lapse of concentration with the lapper and just knifes under, keeps the engine running, but Fasciotti now has moved back into 2nd. Fasciotti on the inside, finding a smooth way, and I think right in the periphery of Tyler is that parked lapper, and he just gets the weight over the front end and just plows and knifes under. Thank goodness it fell on the clutch side. He picks it up, holding the clutch, engine running, so he loses one spot. Fasciotti in 2nd.
To the battle for 4th, Tyler Villopoto on the outside, but look at how aggressive Bobby Canary is as he rockets cross-track and takes 4th away from Villopoto. Wow, that was a great pass. Canary looks like he's been struggling in that section today, not on that lap.
Late moto charge for Bobby Canary, puts an exclamation point on the pass by jumping right in front of a charging Villopoto, saying, don't bother trying to get me back here, son.
No question that Bobby K is in great shape. Back to Kyle Keast on the ground. You're right, Brian. They've got the pants cut off. We're working on the leg, but look at Kyle Keast. That guy is in the game right now after that violent crash. Incredible to our leader, number 5, Matt Gorky, all alone in 1st place, basically leading wire to wire after the whole shot gets his last lap flag. Boy, does he look good.
Yeah, he's checking out. He's got about a 15-second lead over 2nd right now to the 5th place man, 161 Tyler Villopoto, younger brother of the great Ryan Villopoto. So excellent to have him up here in Canada under the Leading Edge Monster Energy Kawasaki 10, and of course, Leading Edge based right here in Kamloops. This is a local event for them, so those boys are pumped.
Quite a family, the Villopotos. Tyler and Ryan's father's been up at every single race, walking the track with Tyler, showing him some lines. Obviously, he's got some knowledge about motocross racing, there's no doubt about that. To the number 7 of Bobby Canary in 4th place, getting his last lap flag.
Looking pretty good on that Ocean Transportation Yamaha moto van behind them. Adam Robinson clicking the clickers from RG3, and for the last lap, boy oh boy, he's still going pretty fast, looking fit.
To our leader, number 5, Matt Gorky on his final approach. Brian, get ready to take the clean sweep here at the Loops.
Another picture-perfect weekend for Matt Gorky. The Monster beverage is working for him. He doesn't look tired at all, and a big fist pump for him, well deserved. We know our top 3. Bobby Canary fights hard with Villopoto, Class 6. Berger, a great weekend. Gracek looking strong. Romanek and Hoyer round out the top 10.
A dominating performance for the number 5 in the MX1 class today. He gets the clean sweep. Both moto wins for Matt Gorky. Matt, I don't even know what to say out there about you. You look so confident, so aggressive, and there doesn't seem to be a rider out there right now that can hold you.
Yeah, I got a great start again. got out to the lead right away, and I just put some laps down, and then
first lap and you were shaking your head, buddy.
I was just having fun out there, trying to find some good lines and all. It was fun.
It's always fun when you win, I can tell you that much. Look at the Girkman, picture perfect. We got Travs down there talking to the yodeler, Fasciati.
A real test of strength out there, brother. I like the fact that you lined up and rode that second moto. We know that the shoulder's hurting from that crash in the first moto, and you looked really strong out there. You must have been able to sort of forget about that pain and ride.
Yeah, after that first moto, well, actually during that first moto, I crashed and you know, I tried to do a lap or two, and I just couldn't ride. And, I just couldn't tolerate the pain that I was feeling, and figured I'd just kind of, well, basically pull off and hopefully just get it worked on and try for the second moto. And man, honestly, I didn't want to go out there, and I just said, well, let's try for a good start. Maybe the adrenaline will kick in, and that's kind of what happened. And just kind of tried to soldier on through the race, just put every lap in, and I'm just pumped to get back up on the podium there and save a few points for the season.
Big effort for Fasciati. There is our Moto2 hole shot recipient, American Joey Romaner, collecting that Royal Distributing $200. Good on you.
Nice job, Fabs. Okay, we say goodbye to the Loops. You have been watching the 2012 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Brought to you by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories, and RoyalDistributing.com, Canada's power sports leader. For Brian Costa, Ryan Gauld, the entire CMRC staff, we're going to say goodbye from the Loops. We'll see you next week in Calgary.